I've always fancied having wings when we get our new bodies, because I envy the birds and how they can fly.
Yeah.
So I quite fancy some wings.
Mm-hmm.
If we can have like orders, can
yeah,
I have
order.
one with
Can
wings?
I have this, please? Yeah, I've always fancied a lemur's tail. I've always liked those tails and gone, oh yeah, that's really cool, because they like bounce around and they're really long, like a tiger's tail.
Yeah, but you'd be shutting it indoors and things, really, and tripping over it.
There might not be any doors in heaven. It might just be like no doors. It might just be like, hey, have you seen my tail? It's 8.
Open plan heaven. I love it. Scandinavian. God's Scandinavian. He likes things open plan.
I just hope there's trees. I would like to think there's trees in heaven.
Oh yeah.
There's definitely the tree of life, at least.
You know, you might just find me sitting there writing poetry underneath a tree and going, I'm happy now. I've got my tail, got a tree. It's good.
And the rest of heaven goes, we're so pleased, Donna. We're so pleased for you.
We should have kept this bit in. This is Art Dust with Glenda Gibson and
Donna Drouin. And today we're interviewing Helena Wright.
Afternoon.
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 And it's a bit weird because last Wednesday at this time there was a wedding about to happen. Helena's son, Josh, was about to marry Donna's daughter, Celeste.
Yeah.
So we've got mothers of the bride and the groom here.
Yeah, we are family.
We are.
They are family now, which does feel a bit weird.
It's an official term for what we are. We're just in-laws.
Yes.
In-laws is close enough.
Yeah.
Mother-in-laws at that.
Yes, we are.
They are mother-in-laws. They have become mother-in-laws last Wednesday.
Yay.
That means you now have a daughter, Helena.
Oh, it's lovely.
I have another son.
Oh.
Yeah, blessings.
Blessings.
Okay.
I better apologise now.
So I thought maybe they had calmed down because they were honestly crazy excited, both of them, before the wedding. They were just not themselves, or at least, certainly Donna wasn't. So
am I not crazy excited all the time?
You are, but that was a level. So I think they've come back down, but time will tell. But I want to say that we've actually known Helena for a long time. All the people we interview are our friends, actually.
Yeah.
But we have known Helena for a very, very long time. I was trying to think how long. Like it's something like it's definitely over 14 years.
Mm.
In fact, you would have. Were you in the group when we were at Kelly's house and Faith group, Helena? When did you?
Not at Kelly's. No.
Oh, so at Nicholas, right? So yeah, so we first met Helena through a Bible study group that we both attended.
A non-denominational. Is that the right word? Yes, denominational.
Yeah.
Faith group, so open to all.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And so out of that, Donna started going to Helena's church because Helena's husband is the pastor.
He is
of the church.
Yes, indeed he is.
So that's a long time ago. That that is 14, 15, 16 years ago, something like that. So they've journeyed together they've journeyed more closely together than I have, but we've known each other for that long. And during that time, Helena emerged as a comedian.
She did. She was like a butterfly taking out the cocoon, going, "Hey, this is what I am."
Yeah.
She's always been a comedian, but I think she realised she was a comedian.
There is no cure for that.
and not just funny. She was a comedian.
It helps if you're a funny comedian, it has to be said.
But she's also a qualified and avid gardener. So that's another artistic gifting area. And from as long as I've known her anyway, she's also been been on the stage as a part of pantomimes and other acting opportunities. So Helen, I'm gonna hand it over to you now to tell us a little bit about becoming a comedian and how perhaps your other art forms, if you want to talk about them.
Yeah, okay. So the first thing to be said really is it was a gradual process. From an early age, my family used to watch like the Two Ronnies and Morecambe and Wise, and we were all based around things like that. There weren't many documentaries on in our house, let's put it that way. And so humour was part of our life as a family. We laughed a lot. And so I was quite a shy child outside of the house, but internally I had this lightheartedness about me. I enjoyed life and I enjoyed laughing. So at the age of 10, I was introduced to Jesus, and I really liked him and decided I needed to do something about it, and became a Christian. And I was filled with the Spirit about 18 years old, and I was committed to every church thing I attended. But there was always this element of me that feared other people weren't taking me seriously, simply because I see the lighter half of life. My cup is half full and possibly bubbling a bit. And I feared that people would see me as shallow and not really taking God seriously. And even worse, not taking people seriously. And that's not the case at all. I just have this effervescence that I can blame on God now, because I understand that it's it's a gift, not an illness. And that's how I saw it. I couldn't quite relate to other Christians as they related to each other. I can't take myself too seriously. It's not good for me. And so I'm always, looking for the bright side of things. And it wasn't until I heard Jeff Lucas at what used to be Grapevine, and I suddenly thought, he's as unhinged as I am, and it's fine. Because he was just himself, as he before his preaches and things, he would just share funny anecdotes and things that struck him in his life. And I thought, this is wonderful. This is where I'm at, and it's okay to be able to see the fun in life. And so from then on, I started to accept myself a bit more, and I got when you get to your midlife crisis and you think you see things and hear things. Well, at one stage I thought I can do panto, I can learn lines, I can deliver them, but maybe there's more to this. And I started to explore, don't laugh, I started to explore the whole idea of stand up, bearing in mind I'm nearly 60. And I thought, am I hearing right? So I have a very lovely group of Christian leaders that we meet together every 6 weeks in a connection group out of ground level. And so I said to my connection leader, would you mind if I just experimented a bit and did some stand up at our Christmas party? And being the loving, mature man that he is in Christ, he said, of course you can, Helena, go for it. So I prepared what I thought was really funny. You can tell I'm getting to the sad bit now. I thought it was really funny. Anyway, we had this lovely Christmas meal together, and I stood up and I completely froze.
No.
And I tried my best to deliver the material that I'd prepared. And somebody said to me afterwards, he was a very straight talker, said, what happened? Because it wasn't me. Yeah. I wasn't comfortable in doing it. And I'm finding more and more that the gift God's given me may not be for general public standing up and doing it. It might be that I'm stood in the queue at Aldi and somebody's looking really sad and getting fed up with unloading their shopping, and I can make them smile with some anecdote or some stupid quip. Or it may be I can just smile at somebody at the school gate or something like that. And it's every day, because it's part of me. And being able to access that and not feel judged or awkward or that I'm some sort of freak has been all part of my journey. And I can't express enough that whatever art form you are involved in, if it's deep in your heart, you cannot fight it. It's going to have to come out. Otherwise, you are not really being who you are. So for other people like me who suffer from this, I have a comedic streak and I can't help it syndrome. Don't be afraid, under God, to let it out. End of sermon.
You know, as we were, that's beautiful, beautiful sermon. Well done.
Full marks. Gold star.
As we were I was thinking about this. I was thinking, oh yeah, and I remember the time that you helped me write the nativity play for the youth group. It was that was so funny because the owners of the inn, it was like Faulty Towers. It was Basil and Sybil having these people in the inn, and the tax. Not the tax collector, the census guy had come in for a pint, and Basil Faulty, well, he yells out, "It's a boy! It's a boy!" Well, we had this poor girl scream out having a baby, not the nice angelic "ping, the baby's born," but sort of more of a real "ow, this hurts" kind of moment. And we had sort of shepherds come in and things like that, and the guy who was taking the census going, "Oh, another one for the list," kind of thing. It was hilarious. It was so good, and it was so well acted by our team. It was really great. So I really loved that. And actually, it is such a gift to be around. It's so lovely to be around somebody that's smiling and happy and having a joke and just completely lightens the atmosphere, and we really love it. Now, I had a different action to Jeff Lucas, and I went up and talked to him about this actually. I said, I'm not very funny, and I'm worried that I can't, I don't like telling a joke at the beginning of a sermon like Bill Jobson does. If you've ever heard him, he tells a series of jokes before he starts his sermon. And Jeff said, well, that's all right. If you're not funny, don't try to be funny.
Yeah.
No, no,
don't do it,
because it won't carry. It won't.
No. Yeah. So I was bless Jeff Lucas. I was at peace about not being hilariously funny all the time. But yeah, it is a wonderful gift, and I'm just trying to think of some of the wonderful examples of it, because she just comes out with comments.
Yes, yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it, where something ordinary in life happens, and I'll suddenly think, oh, and it just comes out. It's almost like an observational humour, which is why I like people like Peter Kay, who can take just an ordinary observation, or Michael McIntyre and people like that, who can just spot something and they just see the funny side of it, and something tickles them. And it's like we were at a conference, and I just had this picture, when you get nearly to the end of the service and everybody's getting a bit thirsty and they're dying for a biscuit and a wee, and the doors open, and there's just this horde of slightly dehydrated Christians come racing out of the doors, and you can see the conference centre staff bracing themselves for impact as everybody's heading towards the coffee. And it just, things like that just strike me as funny. And it's just like human life, human beings, and you just get to see the funny side of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Helena, I'm just wondering though, I vaguely remember that you talked about your Christian walk. Was there something about you becoming a Christian because you could see God in nature? Have I got that right?
No, that's absolutely right. I was one of these children that loved being outside. So I would look at the insides of buttercups and be wanting to see the colours and things like this. And it was through that when somebody actually talked about Jesus and a creator God and Father God, I started to think, well, if God's made all this beauty and wonder, and he's come to meet me, then I want to know him. So I didn't come from a Christian family. I was quite a shy child. So this lady said, well, you need to find a Sunday school. I was 10. So from being a very shy child, I insisted that my family find a church with a Sunday school. And it was the Salvation Army they took me to. And through them, of course, I mean, they are so into children being part of everything. And before I knew where I was reciting poetry. I was stood up in front of people, doing little talks, giving testimonies. They love testimony time in the Salvation Army. They want to know how God is active in your life, not 20 years ago, but now. What's he done this week? And so in that sort of environment, I was encouraged then to stand up and say things and get involved. It was a very hands-on sort of Christianity. So God, I think God, you know, he's got his way, hasn't he? We don't see it at the time, but it's when you look back and you think, oh, God, you know, he had that in line for me so that I could grow and develop and, you know, start to do sketches. And I think that's one of my biggest, I wouldn't say regrets, but one of the things that I wish I'd done more of is like writing with Glenda and collaborating more, because it's just such a richness in that. I mean, we were bouncing off of each other, weren't we, Glenda? About you know, oh, we could say this or we could do that, and it's just so helpful when you've got a kindred spirit to bounce off for ideas and things. So yeah, creation still speaks to me. It always will. It's just part of God's gift to me, is that you know, I love it.
Yeah, I get that. I get the whole being outside is amazing. Yeah.
That's why I trained in horticulture. I couldn't be in an office, shut away. So I did 3 years at agricultural college before going on to do Bible college. Because God wasn't going to let me go.
No, it's like, no, where are you going? You've taken a detour.
That's right. You need to go to Bible. And that's why I went into the college had a drama team. So they were called Stage Fright, which I thought was really good. So I joined them for a year, and we went into churches and did services and did various things in schools. So again, it's all building this confidence and this thinking of it can very much be used, you know, in church settings, in everyday life. So yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? It's funny how we tell ourselves lies and then we believe them. And then that becomes part of, like, we hide behind that lie for ages, and then you kind of, and then you go, hang on, who told me that? Yeah. And you stop and think, and then you go, nobody told me that. Well, where did that come from? I don't know where it came from. Oh, okay, right. We'll just move past that, and we'll start to really become who we're meant to be. Exactly.
Yeah, amen to that. Because I believed the lie. I don't know where it came from. That I was unacceptable. That my sense of humour was not suitable as a Christian, and it sounds ridiculous saying it out loud, but that's that's where it stemmed from. Was that I didn't feel that I was acceptable, that I was slightly off kilter, and therefore ought to be seen and not heard. So, of course, now that's been lifted off me. They can't shut me up now, but.
Well, we really know God's got a sense of humour, don't we? Yeah, it's one of the wonderful gifts we have. I don't think cats have a sense of humour.
Cats?
I think they have a sense of revenge.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I'm thinking about the difference between, you know, because people, human beings, create. And we know that animals can do patterns and things like that, but they just repeat. They just repeat it. That's just in their DNA to make that pattern or to sing this song.
Cats destroy stuff. Cats, they know.
They're from the other side.
They sit on the table and they go, this cup is in my way. And they just nudge it off. Smash. Oh, it's gone. Look at that.
This has taken a very strange turn, I have to say. Oh, dear. I think we need to release you from some sort of spirit of cat hate going on here or something.
No, there's no cat hate. No, there's no cat hate. But I'm thinking about, because we are made in the image of God, so we are creative. And I think a part of that, and another aspect of us is that we can see the funny side of things. In fact, you have to be intelligent to see the funny side of things, to get jokes. Humor is a sign of intelligence, actually.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah. Own that one.
I received that most heartily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic that you do that. Well, I think we can also, you're absolutely right, get bogged down in being a professional artist, musician, comedian, author, whatever it is that our art form is. When I think more ground is gained by being those things in your everyday.
Yeah.
And having it as a part of your life. And in fact, I'm thinking about this quite deeply just lately about, what are we as artists birthing on the earth? And I think I've got some things bubbling up that I want to bring forth.
Ooh.
But
Wow, that sounds dangerous.
No, well, it could be quite dangerous in a sense, but easy.
Revolutionary.
No, so it's just doing my art in play, because you can take art anywhere.
Yes, you can.
You're absolutely right. Wherever you are, and in fact, the worse the situation, a little bit of humour goes a long way.
Oh, yeah.
But also you can take art anywhere. I can draw anywhere. Nobody is going to say, well, you can't draw here. Like there isn't. I can't imagine a scenario where that would be.
Weirdly, it might be an art gallery.
Oh, well, no. Well, yeah, but we've been to art galleries where they've offered you stools if you're an artist.
Yes. But I also know that some art galleries don't like it if you take in materials.
Well, they're probably worried you're going to draw a moustache on the Mona Lisa.
That's true.
I thought you said you weren't funny.
Or an extra smile on the flowers of Van Gogh. Yeah,
I have a
googly eyes.
Weird humour. Yeah, she's got bulletproof glass, but it's also probably graphite-proof glass.
can't go in there and go, oh, googly eyes.
Googly eyes. Oh, Donna, you and your googly eyes.
I found in my drawer, a whole bag of them, and I was like, oh. Steph did say she wanted something silly for the wedding. I could give her googly eyes.
Do you know, I saw a YouTube clip where this grandmother went into a supermarket with her grandchildren and they put googly eyes on the fruit and the packets, and they went all around the supermarket putting googly eyes on things. Very, very silly.
Oh, no, I love that. That's brilliant.
That. Very silly, very silly.
Yeah. Packets of nappies with a pair of googly eyes on the baby.
I often think about that lovely topiary that people do. And, back in the 70s, you have these things called gonks. And I just want to stick two eyes on in the hedge.
Just what you need is a giant football, nice big white football, and then just paint black on it, and then just stick it in the hedge.
Go on, then, I dare you.
Yeah. Do you think my hedge needs a pair of googly eyes? I think it might do.
You see, these mother-in-laws.
We're going to get barred. We're going to get barred. Barred from somewhere. Chelsea flower show, probably.
That's on this week, isn't it?
Yep. You two can't come in here.
No.
Googly eyes.
No, but I need to have these footballs.
Yes.
Oh, bless you.
Yes, yeah. Oh, can I do a book recommend?
You can, and then we'll wind up.
Okay. So I'm reading this one. This is Rembrandt in the Wind. It's a bit different. It's different in the fact that, yes, it's about art and faith, but it's actually about the art history and so you learn a little bit about each artist and how their relationship with God manifested in their work. So there's a bit about Michelangelo, Caravaggio, and, because Caravaggio was a really bad boy. He murdered people and got away with it by painting paintings in penitence and then sending them to go, I'm really sorry, here's a nice picture of my head on a platter. But yeah, so things like that. It's very good. It's very interesting.
Wow.
I used to like Caravaggio.
Sorry.
Whoops.
Oh.
Yes. He was
Well,
a cowboy.
Helena, thank you so much for being brave enough to come and talk to us.
Yes.
And,
Oh, no problem.
chat. It'll go out to our intimate audience.
Just as well. I'm not quite sure what that means, but
Well, the few people that listen to us, but we're not worried about that because we're being obedient to God.
We're just turning up and doing.
We're just
going,
turning up and doing it. Yeah.
brilliant.
So thank you for being a part of that. And
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yes.
So bye. We'll see you in the next podcast.
We will.
Yes. Take care. God bless.